While we look at those infrastructure challenges, the National Council of Provinces team is in Gauteng, and they are on a week of oversight to some of the unfinished infrastructure projects in this particular province. Jane Mananiso joins us in studio to talk a little bit more about the work that they will be doing, at least over the next couple of days. Good to have you, and thank you very much for your time.
Okay, thank you, Thabo, and good evening to your viewers. It's
not a new conversation, if you like. In 2023, around November or so, the Auditor General would have been with the portfolio committee there, pointing to 132 infrastructure projects that government has spent millions, but they left incomplete. And these range from schools, health facilities, housing projects, water projects like the one that we are talking about now as far as infrastructure is concerned. The Gauteng province in the beginning of the year, around March or so, would have whole departments, a number of them, to come and speak to them about incomplete projects. They were estimating at the time 600 million rands that would have been spent, and the projects are not complete. I'm sure that amount of money has gone up a little bit now. Well, you're here now for this week, starting in this province. I'm sure you'll go to other provinces as well to have a look at what is happening as far as those projects are concerned. What did you find? Let's talk water projects, for example.
Okay, let me start by clarifying that this provincial week is conducted actually in all the provinces.
Right.
So all of us, we were permanent delegates from provinces. We are in our provinces for this whole week to ensure that we interrogate on issues of infrastructure that are delayed, incomplete, and as well abandoned. So you can go all over in these 9 provinces. It's the same program that is happening.
So NCOP teams are out
yes,
there
we are
in
all
all
out,
the provinces. Okay.
engaging on our constituency issues. And one can tell you that we have one thematic program that we have agreed upon across the country, of which is about confronting the challenges facing the timely delivery of public infrastructure in terms of community issues. So in each and every province, you'll find a person like myself and the team. We are in Gauteng, the team of 6. 2 from the DA and 2 from the ANC, and 1 MKP and 1 from EFF.
Okay.
So our responsibility is to ensure that we raise issues that are coming from our communities. Specifically, in this instance, our constituency becomes the Gauteng province. So in terms of the issue of water, as we have given feedback, one of the things that we are dealing with today, it was that one of Charlotte Maxeke. But we were given some report, and the positive report indeed, that the water has been restored, and they'll be working tirelessly to ensure that everything is on track. Because they are servicing more than 100,000 per day in terms of people who comes in for consultation. So one is led to say that we witnessed that this incident happened yesterday, but at least today, because of technical support and people who understand the emergency of the work that they are doing, they were able to respond to that issue.
So, I mean, if you look at this particular province, a number of the projects that have been left incomplete would be around the health space. So we've got the Nansfield Primary School, you've got the Maibuya Primary School, you've got the clinics as well that are counted there. Kutsong South Clinic, the Maibuya Clinic, you've got the hospital in Kutsong, you've got a number of schools that are being left unfinished. How many of these projects are you going to be visiting over this week?
Okay, because we have only 1 week to deal with these issues, we have agreed in terms of simpling different projects, 3 per area. Like, for instance, let me make example in the West Rand. We've got Montrose mega project, of which it's all over, and people are saying so many things in terms of corruption, lawlessness within, and people not be treated equally, and issues of human rights. So in the West Rand mega project, the Montrose is one of them, and we'll be visiting Bekesdal, which is one of the schools that were just renovated or built within these 6th and 7th administration. And we will be visiting Mirafo as well. So today we were just in Johannesburg. In Johannesburg, we went to Charlotte Maxeke Hospital, we went to Fiowof mega project. The last part that we went to is Duzenendlela, special school, where we felt that indeed some of the things, they are not being done accordingly. But we were briefed that in that area, that place doesn't belong to the department. It's a private land. So they still in process in terms of negotiating to make sure that they buy the land, or they deal with all the administration legalities to ensure that at least when they do anything that has to infrastructure, everything is in order.
Has a cent been spent there? Has government money been spent on that project already?
There's government money that has been spent. Like as we went today, they were still repairing fencing. And we were asking, but in a community like this, how do you put stills? While we know that people who go to scrapyard, they take those stills. So we had engaged with them in terms of finding out whatever that they have planned vis-a-vis the realities. And I think with them, they had facts in terms of not doing other things on the basis that they're still dealing with the issue of owning that particular space or finding a new space.
That for me is a problem, which really speaks to what the Auditor General would have pointed out. There is a lack of, one, proper assessment of the needs, 2, lack of feasibility studies on the projects, 3, lack of coordination. I mean, if we are at this stage spending money fixing fences and whatnot, we haven't sorted out the point of ownership of that particular piece of land. Why are we even in this project at this point?
It's so bad that I think one can confirm that the Premier was very straightforward and transparent in terms of issues that are happening. Moreover, on issues of infrastructure, to say, I mean, some of the things, it's due to lack of planning, lack of project management, inadequate capacity, and as well insufficient allocation of budget. But however, during our engagement, he emphasized on issues that they have put in place to ensure that they don't repeat things that they've been doing for years that are wrong. So we have been, there's commitment that they are going to modernize how they are doing the project. They have a system that they've put in place in terms of the metric system that will fit each and every project from all those departments, so that they strengthen accountability. One of the things that he went at length on as well is the issue of lifestyle audit for those who are in senior positions. Others have went as well for vetting in terms of in terms of security clearance and other things, just to quantify that you have fit-for-purpose people that will no longer steal. Because it's a fact that some of the delayed projects, it's based on those, people who are doing corruption within the system. So we were given some hope that at least now something is been done. The other thing that I liked about his presentation is the issue that he has a new commission or the committee that sits every week to assess each and every project daily. Actually, it's headed by him as the Premier because of he must champion this development. So we would just track in terms of the commitment, because it is our responsibility as members of Parliament and as the NCOP to say any undertakings that are committed in each and every platform that seeks to be the Parliament platform, we are able to follow through whether it's happening. And if it's not happening, we would come back and say, but you said 1, 2, 3. We can do it through the ministerial or executive questioning within the House, or people can petition to say that while this thing was happening, while we were in this provincial week, the Premier said 1, 2, 3, but he's not doing that. But again, Thabo, I think one thing that one would want to raise without fear, no contradiction, is the fact that some of the things that are happening are done by those who have to benefit directly, but doing them wrong. I mean, the issue of extortions, they're not done by a person coming from nowhere. It's people within the societies. Issues of disruption, delays in terms of the project are people who are supposed to benefit and protect those particular development. But there's so many things that I think that if we communicate daily, self-critique each other and be able to understand that the agenda is one. I mean, the issue of addressing inequalities, poverty and unemployment is not government's responsibility. All of us, we need to put hands and, check how do we make sure that we alleviate ourselves in terms of poverty alleviations. And one of the things that one would want to speak about is project that are done under human settlements, in terms of ensuring that they bridge the gap for those who previously they wouldn't afford to be in a bond house, but they can be in a social housing, where they can pay a certain amount that they qualify for on the basis of the monthly income that they get. And we have seen nice, beautiful houses that even people who are middle class, if you go to Sandton, you can compare some of the houses in Fjohof, in the flats that we like those type of houses. So there are good stories that we need to...
It's one of the mega projects we would have looked at, done by the entity or the agency, at least, that is looking at housing. But it's probably one amongst many that the contractor has not done well. Now, you're saying the Premier is going to house I suppose the implementation of these projects in his office. So one of the issues that would have come up, for example, when the Portfolio Committee on Infrastructure in the province was holding those meetings in health, for example, the MEC, they're saying, no, poor performing contractors is a big issue. They did not do justice to many of the projects. How is housing this in the Premier's office going to help?
Like I said, he committed on issues of consequence management. It's not like because of you have failed to do your program, then it's done and sold. You would need to account. There's public purse that has been used, that one you could have ended. And I just want to take you into confidence in terms of what the Deputy Minister Sikalala could have said when we were engaging with them through NCOP.
Yes.
One of the things that other business contractors are doing is to undercost. And then when they undercost, they do it in the name of getting those particular tenders. In the long run, then the person doesn't have any cash flow, doesn't have anything. Then that thing, it costs time and money and the delays. So those are one of the things that are so problematic. But we can be assisted by those who are in office of authority, mandated with delegation in terms of appointment of those particular contracts. I mean, the Procurement Supply Chain Preferential Procurement Act, it is very clear to say, if you are Jane and being mandated on a certain authority in terms of tendering, you must do 1, 2, 3. So we need to be assisted by those that we have hired, those that we believe that they've got quality, skills and experience to execute that work, to ensure that they do everything right from the start. So I'm very happy that one of his commitment is to say that let's do everything right from the basic. And who would want to make him account from that particular statement? Because for me, it's not just a statement, but it will say, we want to see you walking the talk.
For 20 years, we've been hearing these nice things about contracts will be terminated and so on and so forth. But high-ranking representatives seemingly dragging their feet on these things. And for years, nothing happens. I mean, some of the projects have been standing for years, not just you know, the 45 months that the Auditor General would have talked about. See, it goes further than that.
True, but as I'm saying to you, remember, one cannot experience years and history will use it as a base. However, what I'm saying is that today he has emphasized on the issue of making sure that heads rolls. He even said it while officials were there to say that this time around, if you are an official and you are found wanting or being within these wrongdoings, there should be consequences. So I think the statement itself, it's fair. You can't say you can't do anything while you've got the authority in terms of ensuring that you lead, in terms of ensuring that you deal with the road. But I think let's give him a chance because of now, fact, we are on the new normal of new government. Maybe we could say those things have been said because of we were just in majority. But now we've got a mixture of people who believe that they are united based on one objective of ensuring that they want to serve their people and create a better Gauteng for all.
You are here, of course, representing your constituency, doing constituency work. What is the impact? What do you see as the impact, visible impact of these infrastructure delays on your constituency?
All right. One visible impact is that it's impacting it negatively, noting the high rate of unemployment, noting the issues of skills, because of it is through this infrastructure project that a person with matric or grade 10 can be employed without having a matric. So it has many factors, socio-economic factors. The issue of crime, I mean, he spoke about it as well, the Premier, to say one of the challenges and things that we have committed to as Gauteng is to ensure that we deal and combat crime. So it's a fact that when we have a number of people who are disgruntled and vulnerable, you seek to have the high rate of social illness. So one could say that it has a dire negative impact, and you can't even attract any investment in such spaces where you just have white elephant. I mean, those white elephant spaces are used by criminals at night to rape and do other activities. So I think we can go up until tomorrow indicating in terms of what are the implications. And I want to tell you that the executive themselves of Gauteng, they have actually agreed on the fact that some of the things we haven't done them right and we need to do better.
Jane, we appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming on and being a part of the show tonight. That is the Gauteng Whip, Jane Mananiso, from the National Council of Provinces. Right.